District 27 6A, another really good, pretty deep district in San Antonio. Reagan looks like our preseason pick, but this is one I think could be a little bit more wide open.
I think so. It is wide open. There was a time that Reagan owned that district championship. They won 4 consecutive district championships under David Wetzel, who is now on the staff at Baylor. And then they got knocked off the first year he left. They got knocked off by Johnson. Johnson won district in their 10th year of existence. That's how they capped their 10th year of existence. They won their district championship. And then last year, Madison kind of, I'm not going to say it came out of nowhere. Madison had been struggling for a few years since Jim Streety left, and they came back and they won. So it's been a 2-year absence for Reagan. Not that they've been chopped liver. They've won 9 games and they've been tough, but they haven't won district. And those kids, they won it back.
Yeah, both Madison and Reagan reaching the area round last year. Johnson and Churchill were the other 2 playoff teams out of 27 6A. Really interesting to see how this district will shake out. Reagan brings back a lot of skill and size, but Madison, like you said, the defending champs until someone knocks them off.
They've got to replace the quarterback. Dante Hagens, who was really, really good. He's over at Incarnate Word. I think he's playing wide receiver. He's not a quarterback, but his brother is our preseason defense player of the year. He's a safety, Deshaun Hagens. He's tough. He's a really, really good player. And then, of course, Travis Staley, who is committed to play baseball at Texas. He's a heck of a baseball player. He's their quarterback, and he started last year. He's a tough hombre. He's a good quarterback. And what I kept hearing when I was working on that district, every coach, without any, just unsolicited, told me the team to watch out for is Roosevelt. And Roosevelt hasn't been in the playoffs in a while. I think it's been 6 straight years that they haven't been in the playoffs, at least that long. But Matt Carroll does a heck of a job. They've had injuries. They've been young at times, but everybody's saying they lost a lot of close games last year in the fourth quarter. Watch them. They could really make some noise in that district race. And we have a pegged as finishing 4th, but they could move up. And then of course Johnson is Johnson. Ron Ritterman at Johnson does a heck of a job. He's one of the best coaches in the city.
Yeah, Roosevelt last year finishing 4 and 6. Churchill got that last playoff spot, but they don't have a lot of returning talent. I think that's one we could look at and say, hey, Roosevelt kind of slips with Churchill there in the middle of the pack.
If Roosevelt falters, if they stumble, Churchill will be there, to pick it up and go and stuff, because Ron Harris does. And Churchill's Churchill. They've got a winning habit. They've got the championship pedigree.
And further down in that district, South San, it was their first time, or it was their first year playing in that realigned district. They finished 2-8, and Lee right now on an 18-game losing streak. So there's some interesting stuff at the bottom of that district in terms of the teams that sort of struggled last year. But another, like we said with other districts, tough from top to bottom.
You never know. Lee, I tell you what, they've lost 18 in a row, but those kids play hard every week. They just don't have the numbers that the other schools have. And Danny Closa, their coach, what an inspirational leader. He's starting, I think, his 10th season there. He's a cancer survivor. He had cancer about 10 years ago, and after what he's been through, he just kind of, whenever those kids make excuses, hey, he says, "Oh, this is just gravy for me." And he's a Lee graduate. So he loves the school. He's got this emotional bond, with Lee High School, and you won't find a better guy, a better coach, and he really connects with those kids. Those kids play for him every week. And I have to say this about South San. South San, I feel for them. In the last realignment, they're going, we're going to put South San. So they stuck them over here. They're South San. That means South San Antonio. They put them over here in the Northeast district, but they play hard. Coach Kurtz does a great job over there, and they get a lot of compliments throughout the district that they're very fundamentally sound.
It's one of those things now where you're looking at the second year of a realignment out of the 2-year cycle. There's that familiarity that wasn't there a year ago, could be there a little bit more, and that could work for and against certain teams throughout the whole region.
Right. Yeah, that realignment, whoever does that, there's a lot of things I wouldn't want to do. That may be at the top of my list. I wouldn't want to be in charge of the realignment, because how do you do that? I mean, it's just tough. It's just tough.
It seems like that's like a referee where the only time you're doing it right is if no one notices what you're doing.
Because people are going to be upset and all that kind of stuff. Not everybody's going to be happy.